The idea of creating this horrific event at the end of episode 1 has to do with the desire to create shock in the audience. No one is safe.
In episode 2, we go straight into meeting new characters.
I'm Rich, by the way. Will.
The characters themselves came out of the social dynamics of 1962. You had Cold War tensions, you had racial divisions, you had fear of change.
Richie is a Cuban American living in a country that is suspicious of Cubans because of the Cold War. Ronnie is in the worst of situations because her father is falsely accused of a terrible crime.
Get a load of Square Central.
Lily is mocked and bullied because she lost her father.
Weren't you wearing that sweater yesterday?
We see Marge's fear of being left out of the cool girls. And Will, who's a fish out of water because he's the new kid and black in a very white town. The Hanlons arrive in Derry thinking that they're going to be living a very suburban life, but things don't quite work out like that.
Leroy is the poster child of what a man was in the 60s. He is a man that lives to take care of his family. He's strong, forthright, brave, serving in the military and the Air Force. This man is a man of morality, someone who believes that whatever is wrong in the world can only be fixed by what's right in the world. Above all else, he just wants what's best for his family and always leads with that.
This thing is amazing!
You think your old man doesn't know his own kid?
Last present got me was a tie.
Will and Leroy definitely aren't the same people. He wants him to be this big, tough military guy. When Will, he just likes science books and he just wants to play with his telescope. So he leans towards his mom a little bit more because she's more accepting of who Will is.
Charlotte feels like she's put on the earth to help people, and she's sticking to it, and she's sticking by her husband. She's gonna make the most of where she's been put. I did a montage of exploring Derry. You can feel when something horrific has happened, and you feel that in Derry. There's this patina of like, no, everything's great. And then when I go into the butcher, it was the perfect amount of, okay, everything is polite, everything is neat, everything's tucked in. But then I see boys fighting across the street.
Why is no one stopping this?
Boys will be boys.
And then when I go to break it up, no one bats a lash. Everybody's just like, as if nothing happened, which is strange.
It's a lot of fun to me to create these horrors, and each of the characters have their own traumas.
Pennywise will always attack on your fears. That's his most effective tool.
You don't need to make up fake creatures and monsters. There's enough evil in the world itself. That, to me, is where the real scares lie. And so it's trying to find what is the character most afraid of.
Ronnie has this crazy guilt about having killed her mother at childbirth.
It, knowing this, turns into this horrifying creature and basically turns her sheets into the womb. She thinks she's drowning in this like amniotic fluid that suddenly is created under the sheets.
And, very quickly you realize that she's actually inside of her mother again. We see the belly itself kind of, moving and interacting with these punches that are happening. And next thing you know, boom, she comes out into the bedroom and she's kind of been birthed back into the room.
We ended up coming with a thing where we had actually ejected her out of a fake prosthetic womb, and she lands on the floor in all the liquid.
When we knew we had our sequences, when we added slime, because then she's just covered in placenta goo.
It all looks so real, which also really helped me get into the mood.
The idea of Pickle Dad was intimately related to Lily Bainbridge. Her dad died in a pickle factory accident. She had a mental breakdown and ended up in a mental recovery facility. It's very closely related to her trauma.
Daddy?
And it knows. It's a creature that is an abomination. And then all of his organs and body parts sort of conflate into this like octopus-like creature.
There were these intestines wrapping around me, and it was just a really cool like first scare scene, and just showed me how much Andy's imagination comes to life.
It's terrifying and horrible.